My play is an exploration of what growing up in the suburbs does to you as a Black American. And I never really explored it until the COVID shutdowns happened, and I started doing this series of videos to talk to my friends that I grew up with and my friends from college that really didn't have any idea about the racism that's so pervasive in the United States. And it was such a journey, and I got great feedback, but also it was interesting that I took on this job of choosing to educate. And I realized, like, it is a very specific niche of people who can say, well, yeah, I grew up with you, so maybe all of these people saying that racism exists, maybe they're not exaggerating. Let me sit down and hear from somebody that I know, and maybe I'll hear some things that they hid. Because, you know, there's a duality to being a suburban Black person with assimilation, to get your chance at the American dream, because that's why our parents chose to move to the suburbs, so that we could have something different. So yeah, it's a topic I never thought I'd explore in person, to be honest. Never thought I'd explore it in mixed company. Like, this is usually stuff that you kind of talk about in your own ethnic groups. But when the opportunity to explore it came about, I was very, very excited. So yeah, it's kind of like, here's the truth, here's my truth. And I'm hoping that people can see themselves in it, as well as coming away with a lot to think about and a lot to talk about. I was just very focused on acting. I was not even thinking about writing. But I forgot, I majored in communications in college, partially because writing comes easily to me, but I'd never written a play. And, you know, sometimes we put ourselves in boxes, and he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And he was following my posts on Facebook, and he just reached out one day. He said, I think this is a one-woman show. What do you think? And I was like, give me a couple days to think about it. What are you even talking about? And then we had some conversations, and he got me started just with the process of thinking about, well, what's important to you right now? Like, what have you been thinking about? Because the Facebook post that prompted him to reach out was one I posted about reclaiming my voice. So when I was looking for a new home, because I had to leave my last place, I think, where was I? I was subletting. So I had to get a new place, and it was in the middle of COVID. So landlords they had their pick of people. I was going up against people who were doctors. I was going up against married couples, and I was like, I'm an actor. So nobody really wanted to take a chance on me. So I really had to think outside the box for how am I going to get a home? And I made a video talking about how I make my money as an actor. I broke it all down, and my landlord decided to take a chance on me, and it's like the most dope setup I could have ever asked for. So when I moved in, I posted a picture of me sitting in my house, just so joyful, and I wrote a corresponding paragraph about how I found my voice again, and then he reached out. So that's what got us started. And yeah, I want to say that was I made the decision January 6th or the 7th, because after everything happened in Washington with the attempted coup, I was like, oh, I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. and Robert helped me shape it, and I participated in the Foundry project, which was so instrumental in just letting me know that, one, there's an audience, and two, being around these amazing playwrights and mentors and hearing their thoughts on what I was saying and the structure of it. It was just the best education I could have had. Being here is an honor, because I was here in 2018, I believe, as an actor. So this really wasn't on my radar, because I knew the caliber of playwrights that come through this program, and, you know, imposter syndrome is real. So when I got accepted into the Foundry, I was like, wait a minute, okay. And then when I applied for the conference, I was just overjoyed, because I knew, one, that the other playwrights, whoever comes here, there is a safety. You know, everybody here, I knew that talking about very vulnerable, intimate things, because this is a show about my life, you know, sharing some of the things that I share, it can be dangerous and violent in the wrong setting. And everybody at OPC gives you a safe space, and all of the feedback is given to help make your play better. And also, I love that the people giving the feedback know what it is to write a show and get edits. You know what I mean? So it's not people tearing down your work. So I'm looking forward to seeing how people that I don't know of different ethnic backgrounds see how they respond to the show. Because, you know, it's like I already know how my close friends and family feel. But I want to get it out in the public. And the validation as a first-time playwright to even be here, it's like I can't even, I really can't describe it. Like, I'm not crying, I'm not gonna tear up, but it just, it means a lot, and it encourages me in a way that is stronger than words. You know, it's like just looking at the projects that have come through here, and to know that that's part of the mission. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm just stoked. Yeah. A highlight of the experience so far was interviewing who is now my director. Because as an actor, you know, you're not part of you're a very specific part of the creative process, right? And when Robert was like, all right, who do you want as your director? I was like, what do you like, I'm so used to that decision coming from someone else. And I was like, oh, right, I'm on a different, okay, cool. So I had previously worked with Nicole Salter, who was not available. So I was like, all right, great. So I went on this database of Black directors because I felt like I really wanted a Black female director. And Kenesha Foster's name was on this database. And I was like, I just met her and I loved her energy. And I had seen her do talkbacks with CTG. I went to see Slave Play, and I thought the way she handled the talkback was just so smart, and it honored everyone, but she kept it very, like, it wasn't gonna get out of control. And when we got on Zoom, it was just like we got each other. And when I hung up from that call, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And I told Robert about her, and he was just very supportive. So I think just getting in my playwright shoes is the most exciting part, and just being like, okay, here we go. I'm supposed to be here. Let's do this. Thank you to OPC for having this space, because it's very unique. I don't know, and this is not me blowing smoke, I really don't know if I could have developed this piece anywhere else. And I'm not just saying that. I really just feel like it's specific to what OPC is about. And I'm grateful to be here.